be up. I'm sorry, Pete. Let me get back to you real quick. So this, you're looking at you're talking about alchemy, right? The skill,
Yeah.
class skill. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this briefly, but it makes sense. I like the direction, and it's from the book, so it's canonical.
So
So
it's just knowing how you want to do it in the mechanics on. Uh, I just say, look, I want to try and knock this together, and then you're going to say how easy or difficult it is to find the materials, or
yeah,
how do you? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot like I'm was trying to play Jen with her gathering her materials. There's certain areas where you might find the item you're looking for, and otherwise it'll probably likely just be a check of some sort. And if you really want to find an abundance of some material, maybe ask around and get some clues whether it's available in a particular area, and that will increase your likelihood of finding it. So if you're just looking for willow trees, white willow trees, those are probably abundant and you could find them anywhere. But the Tayfless leaf, yeah. What was it? Kingsfoil. What's the other one? Athalas.
Yeah,
Very close in very close in spelling to Tayfless. Anyway, yeah. So something like that would probably be a little rare, and you'd either have to just kind of search around for it for a while with some checks, or gather
Okay.
local
Well,
knowledge.
also with some of my time in Enoch, then I'm going to be checking out the local shops and things for the bits that I would need for cure light wounds type potions. Let's keep it basic at the start.
Yeah. Let's see. The other thing is going to be the recipes or ingredients. This isn't specifically about creating potions per se. I think it's, what did it say, poultices and things. But if we assume that you could actually brew simple potions, maybe more
It is
complex as you go.
potions, I think, in the book.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Potions and poultices, I think. Let me just check the book quickly. Too many files. Oh, I think I can just check our chat because I think I put a screenshot of it there, didn't I?
At fourth level, they can make any weapon or armor. Yeah, it does say concoct potions and poultices. They also, with a successful attribute check, create magical potions that have similar effects to first and second level spells. And then at eighth level, you could make expert weapons and arms.
Yeah, but of course it I assume would not be cheap ingredients, which would be the ingredients basically stop it from becoming overpowered.
Right. So if we assume, so you're sort of beginning, you would know,
Yeah.
rudimentary like healing herbs and stuff like tafless and things like that, and you could probably concoct something similar to a cure light. That's not unreasonable, I don't think, especially at this level.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said in my messages, I spent a chunk of the week in the library studying books on alchemy and herbs,
Mm-hmm.
etc., just to get the underlying principles. So not the specific potions, but more starting to understand the principles behind what helps with what sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, starting out with, like I say, cure light wounds, just not to stress myself too much,
Yeah. Yeah, that works for me.
and then go shopping for that before we head back to shopping. Go
Yeah.
searching, but then come maybe there might be a few extra ingredients I need to buy just to make it work.
Yeah, so on that note, it occurs to me that if you were to create the potions yourself, a potion of cure light, oh, it doesn't have any cost information. Um,
Hang on, I think it does.
yeah, I was gonna say something has to indicate what cure light would cost. So it seems to me if you're willing to do to do the searching, it you would be able to craft some of these potions with less cost than they would, be at a vendor, a potion maker or whatever. So there is. Not that. Um,
The act of creating a potion requires expensive material components. Cost these components 200 GP per level of the spell being turned into a potion. Ow. Okay, that's kind of pricey. I'll take a screenshot and send you the page. We won't worry about it for now. But
yeah. What's giving a fixed cost for magic potions of a certain level?
no, it's not a fixed. There's some guidelines. That's why I say I'll
Okay.
get the
Yeah.
electronic copy and send you a screenshot.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's right there. Additionally, 200 per level of the spell being turned into a potion. So that'd be 200 gold for a cure light. But I don't think a cure light would cost 200 gold.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seems heavy.
Potions. Value. Cure light. Well, 300 is the book value. Obviously that would
Oh,
vary with the local economy. Well, that's why to my mind, you're glad you have a healer on board. Um, so you're not spending uh, plat in cure light wounds for every day of adventuring. Um, I kind of thinking would probably cost half as much. So to my mind, if you're going to create a potion of whatever that is, it, it will. I'm thinking the economy should be something like about half the cost, but then you have to put in the time doing the searching, and it's not a guarantee.
yeah.
Like you have to actually find the leaves and then spend some time brewing. So it's a way to save money, but as a trade-off of time. Because I
Yeah.
think
And
200. Go ahead.
also you won't be having to, trust that you can find someone who will actually sell it. So there's that
Exactly. Yeah.
bonus as well.
You got to factor in the store's markup too. They're trying to make a profit.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it's okay with you, I would just kind of like to run the general rule of it will cost you about half as much to for those things you know how to create. Um, and actually, it should even be less than that because to be honest with you, Cure Light, it's you know sort of thinking theoretically, it's really a question of finding the right herbs and assuming there's no divine magic involved. It's really just herbal remedy. It's the process. It's the finding the herbs in the process. There's no like component that's very expensive. It's just the time and finding the components. So maybe even 50% is even still too much because you're gonna. In the trade off would be you just got to find the ingredients and spend the time making.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's
maybe we'll
prob-
just kind of play that by ear. What's that?
I was just going to say it's probably calculating if you have to buy those ingredients, that's why it would be that cost. But if you can find them,
Yeah.
be cheaper.
Yep. All right.
Okay, so we'll leave it for now. Let's pick that up next in one of the future sessions.
Sure.
I'll just say I'm still doing some
Some
in the
research.
field research, so just sucking on some herbs and see what they do and stuff like that.
You show up and your teeth are all like black and green and you're acting a little funny. Okay.
What category are you trying today? Oh, I see mushrooms. Great. He's going to be down for.
Yeah. So were you able to get Ethan squared away, Jen?
Yeah, I now have an echo about 3 seconds apart.
Uh-oh. All right.
I mean, I hear what I'm saying and then I hear it in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really difficult when you're trying to talk. Given that we've rested a week, can I also remove all of Sorak's wounds? He had 7 wounds, 1 a day. If we're there for a week, they should all be gone.
Yeah, I think it's just sort of an exceedingly long rest. So any non-critical wounds, which I don't think anybody had any critical wounds. Um, yeah, it's the equivalent of coming back to town and resting up before heading back to the caves.
So anyone else want to do anything else in Enochai, or am I going to... Oh, on one of the days I will have slipped into the library to put a new portal there as well.
Right, because you used it when you came this way.
Yeah.
You got to replace it. When you go
Okay,
back,
I'm going to make an effort.
yeah,
I'd like to make an effort to convince my colleagues that, okay, we can finish clearing out the caves, but as soon as we're done, I want to head north.
Did you find anything useful about North in your research?
Just what we already know.
So you're going to tell me about the worlds and shards and stuff, or not that?
Absolutely.
I will suggest to you that maybe this is linked to what happened up north. If one of those shards perhaps hit our world and brought people through with it, could that be something that actually happened?
Yes, that's what I would like to find out.
But yeah, let's finish our commitments for the caves first. We still need to rescue the princess and eat the merchant, or rescue the merchant and sell the princess, or whatever it is that we're doing. Okay, so I will open a portal back to the caverns when ready.
I'm ready.
where did you place? It was in that hallway of the.
It's in location 3 in Cavern C.
Okay, well, good. All your tokens are still there. What effects do we have? We need to remove. Um, I'll take it for granted that you've washed by now, and so you're no longer smoky.
Yeah. Even the orc, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
A civilized orc.
Sorak has washed the blood off his armor. So we just have 2 lanterns for the 2 humans, and
Oh, and I think I think the new members of our parties got tattooed while we were in Aenoch.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Okay. I was just checking. Okay. So, where do we want to go next?
Ethan is saying that he can't see the cave.
Yeah, it's not working. So it's a static image tonight.
yeah.
So I'd say B or D.
Yeah,
Of
B is
course,
fine.
I'm open to O, N, M, L, P, Q, whatever. But B and D seem like the more logical choices.
And we are still opposed to going through that western door in room 11.
Room 11? Yes. Well, yes.
A
And B is
11.
fine.
Yeah. Still makes me nervous, that one. Unless anyone has any kind of drone spell, sleep, an eye they can send through there by magic or something to have a look at. Some kind of seeing spell, I don't know.
No,
I'm
it
not
seems
keen
like
on opening that.
okay. I was going to say it seems like B would be sort of upslope, like just next door to A anyway. So let's do that one if everybody's all right with it.
I like Tor's new name, Patchwork Tor Rosaka.
Yeah, I wonder why that did. Let me see if I can fix it.
So what was it, B or D?
I'm saying B. That's my vote.
B? I'll go along with B. Arista?
I'll follow the leader.
I'm following the orc, so.
I'm following the road. Alkias will stock up toward the entrance to B.
Okay, cool. Where's Sorak? Can I? Good, I can move Sorak's token as well. Alright, I'm just going to drag my tokens across now. If it lets me. Oh no, I forgot you've got to work your way out of the cavern, and there's no an obscure bit of map to get us
Hang on.
south of. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, you can't get up to there. Oh no, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I think we could do it. Let's create.
Or you could just teleport us.
Gosh, yeah. Let me just do that. That's.
Just move us yourself.
Oh no, I can't. Oh, hang on. I know we've been able to do this before. Shoot. The one thing we're not gonna do is turn off the mask. Oh goodness. Yeah, I know, Jen. I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a second.
It's okay. I thought I would look for a weak point.
What if I do the party sheet and I drag... Oops, come on. No, not from the party sheet. I can't do it from the party sheet. Can I do it from here?
You would have thought that the person running the game would have the rights to drag tokens wherever they wanted.
You would think.
That would make sense.
let me take his token off. And then let me drag it on here. Nope, can't drag it from there. And can I drag it from here? Aha.
That worked.
Oh, the interface on this was, let's see, Arista, Alkias, and Tor.
Woohoo, we're all there twice now. Get to remove our second ones.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah.
Everyone has just one?
Yes.
Alrighty.
So Alcius will step into the edge, sort of like up to the edge of the cave mouth, and sort of listen and sniff, see what he can get from just initial inspection.
Okay. Yeah, anybody that stands near that entrance will get the sense of sort of old mustiness, like a deep a basement that's had water control problems for a while. So smells of decay and must.
Are there any signs of recent footprints or anything like that?
Nope. No. The floor is almost sort of damp, and so there's very little dust actually, but it is clear of tracks or recent activity.
I'm so sorry. Ethan's back in my office. He says all he can see is Aonoka. He can't see the map we're on.
Right. Okay. Well, I can't help him, so.
Yeah, because it's a static image of Inokai this time, because the account to live view is not working.
All right. Well, then he's going to step forward with the lantern, step into the cave mouth.
Okay.
Does Sorak detect any evil coming from the cave? Because that's his kind of thing.
He gets this sort of a general feeling of evil kind of everywhere to the north. Well, all around him in the distance, but nothing.
The whole cavern complex, basically.
Yeah, essentially. But nothing particularly potent nearby.
Okay, he shares this information with the rest and Alcius, and wishes Alcius luck.
So Alcius ventures up there, looks around the corner, see if it's clear. If so, he'll gesture for the rest of the group.
Okay.
Is Tor going to go ahead of me?
Well, if it's clear, yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, he's waiting for the all clear sign from Alcius.
It's all very cramped on our little tiny bit of land here.
It's about as good as I can do. These caves are kind of extensive.
So if he doesn't see anything untoward, then Alcius will venture to the next bend.
Bend, yep. Yeah, so far the terrain has been exactly the same. It is smooth as if it were man-made, uh, but like I said, it is almost slightly damp, and that smell of rot and yeah, that smell of rot, dank rot, is getting stronger the farther in you go. All
Moves to
right.
there.
And ahead, he sees the hallway opens up into this appears to be some sort of cavernous room, and you can see the very still reflection of what looks like a pool of water. Um, and there's of course there's no source of light, so you're only seeing what his lantern will reflect. And off to the left, you can see just a little bit of what looks like some very old uh, bones of some sort of creature.
Okay. Gonna make a listen check, see if he hears anything other than normal cave sounds, perhaps breathing, something like that.
Okay.
I guess that'd be a listen check.
Ooh. Let's see. He senses maybe in the distance a very occasional, almost like a chatter, like not quite like teeth snapping, but something. I mean, maybe more like a murmur than anything. Like it's very
Can you?
faint and very infrequent.
Okay, so he can't really localize it. Then he just hears it somewhere in the distance.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the distance, and so it almost comes across as an echo.
Okay, so he'll step back to Tor and he'll relay that to Tor, and Tor will relay it to Sorak, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then he moves, watching the ceiling, etc.
Okay, so he's moving up to the edge of the room. And he's looking into the room, so let's expose more of the room.
Is he able to see the ceiling from his current position?
Yep, ceiling's approximately 20 feet up, so the room is actually quite large. The hallway that you're in is only about 10 feet, so it does open up into this more natural looking uh, room.
Okay, so he's going to hold his lantern aloft and so as to illuminate the ceiling fully, just in case there's something lurking there. And if not, he'll proceed a little bit further in.
Yep. Give me a check,
Okay.
a wisdom check.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, he sort of hold the light aloft, and the ceiling looks very natural. There are a few stalactites, um, but it's fairly smooth. Definitely not man-made. It looks very natural, and you don't see anything lurking there that would seem out of place. Mostly just rock.
Okay. Cautiously moves into the room then,
Okay.
glancing at that pile of bones, etc.
Yep, you see a similar pile of bones off to your right in a little corner. And the bones look well decayed. There's no flesh on them anymore. They look like they're just empty bones that are well consumed. Okay.
Are they just bones, or are they skeletons? Meaning, like, are they full skeletons of a person or creature?
Yeah, they're a bit scattered, so it's hard to say what's what. But yeah, you do see a mixture of skull, forearm, maybe some tiny bones resembling digits.
So, are there any scraps of clothing or anything else that might give us a clue as to, their past lives?
Nope. It's just bones laying scattered on the floor. No other trace of any other material. Flesh, cloth.
Okay.
Um, let's have Sorak, Tor, and Alkias give me a wisdom check.
So you said Tor, Sorak, and who else?
And Alkias.
Okay.
Which check for Sorek? It was wisdom, yeah.
Wisdom, yep. Okay, so Tor notices sort of out of the corner of his eye, he there may have been some sort of ripple in the water, and as you look more directly at the water, you get a sudden overwhelming sense of evil in the water. So let's go into sort of a soft initiative here. What does Alkias want to do?
Was Alkias aware of it, or was just Tor the only
He
one?
was not. So the only one that noticed this was Tor.
Okay, well then Tor will shout, "Beware the waters! Something approaches," and he will fall into defensive stance.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
So if Alkias can do something after Tor says that, then he will, but otherwise he'll be worried.
I'll go ahead and let Alkias react to that.
Okay, so Alkias, discretion being the better part of valor, steps back to here. Basically, he's not trying to block the opening. He's just trying to get away from the edge of the water.
Right. Okay, what is
He takes out his bow.
okay? What does Sorak want to do?
Sorek is well. If Tor already says that, then I guess Sorek will be detecting evil, just specifically on the lake, to really confirm it, and then share his outcome with the others. Whenever he says, "What does Sorek do?" I keep forgetting that's me. So sorry for the delay each time.
That's right. Yeah, he definitely detects something evil. It appears to be in the general direction of the water and maybe even beyond. And
But is it like the water itself, or something within the water?
something within the water. The water
Okay,
itself at this point appears to just be natural water. It's just also very still. It's a mirror-like surface.
Okay, so Sorek draws his axe and says to the others, "There's something in there, something very evil. Beware."
Evil and old.
The worst kind.
Mm-hmm. What does Varatan want to do?
Vartan will prepare his bow with one of those black shaft or feathered arrows, those weird arrows we found.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. He's not going to get too close. He wants to leave room in the corridor in case anyone needs to retreat into it. And he'll just hold this position back here for now. Oh, and he whispers back to Arista and lets her know what's going on up ahead.
Thank you. Hey, do you think that the water's connected to the water from the other caves?
The very deep caves, I think they would probably need quite a strong jet to get them up this high. I guess the level of cave B, is it significantly lower than C, or is it, would it be enough to cover the distance all the way down to those caves from area C in room 3 in cave C?
Well,
That's more a question for Sorak, I guess. As a dwarf, he would have some concept of that.
C is at about 75 feet elevation, whereas where you are now is at about 25-foot elevation.
Was it about a 50-foot drop into that cave, or?
A little bit more than that, maybe closer to 100.
Okay.
So, yeah, just by general reckoning, you're guessing that water in that other larger cavern is below you,
Okay.
but not so far that there's hundreds of feet of distance. It could be 50 feet, could be something
So
like
Sorak
that.
will share this information at a later time when it's when we're out of more immediate danger. But I don't think this is the same water.
Okay, let's go back to Thor. What do you want to do? Nothing at the moment is happening, so you all three or all five have gotten into defensive positions, but there's currently nothing.
I'm going to pause for another little bit just to be sure. So
Okay.
I maintain my position.
All right. What about Alkeus?
Same. He's got
Same.
an arrow trained on the wall.
All right, so you're just going to wait for something to happen. Is that what I'm getting?
Well, just waiting more than whatever 6 seconds it's been.
Yeah, okay. So you wait for a few moments and nothing happens. Nothing leaps out of the water. Nothing crawls out of the water.
I'm sorry, my friends. I must have sensed something. And then Tor will cautiously approach the edge of the water.
Okay. You'll notice as you get closer. Actually, Tor doesn't have a lantern, and your light is spoiled because of the lantern Alkeus has. So you're not able to. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that Alkeus has the lantern setting on the ground right next to him, so it's illuminating that area.
Right. So because of where the lantern is, it's causing a reflection on the water, so you're not able to peer deeply into the water. So as you approach the pool, it almost looks like a mirror glass. You clearly see your reflection, but you don't see very deeply into the water.
Okay. Well, then I will look to my friends and say, or at least make a gesture indicating that I don't see anything.
Maybe we could take defensive positions as far from the water as we can and try tossing something in, just so we know what we're dealing with here. Maybe one of these bones.
Yeah, so Tor will, hearing that, he'll move to this point here and eyes on the pool as he moves by, and then he'll take like a femur or something that he finds in that pile and toss it into the pool.
I could make one of you invisible.
It might be handy.
If anyone, it should be Alkeus, I think, because he's the most squishy and near the action.
Just Probably not just this moment because we're not 100% sure if anything's here.
Okay, so you toss the, I don't know, I can't recall what you said it was, but some sort of small object, stone or pebble or whatever, and the
Femur.
water does ripple as you were expecting, but the ripples quickly die down, and you don't see anything else happening.
Does it die down more? Did it die down more quickly than typical for a pool of water, meaning a more viscous substance or something?
No, it's they took a few moments. And they kind of
Okay.
rippled out to the edge. There was some reflection, and it is nothing about it seemed that unusual.
Okay. Maybe another healthy pause here just to be sure before we move on. What do you guys think?
Just
Sure,
a minute or
sounds
so.
good.
Just to be
to
ultra
do some
careful, but
do some observations.
Okay. So that's the plan. We're going to make another healthy pause just to make sure that something wasn't on its way, uh, and then we'll, I guess, move by.
Okay. And you wait again. You wait for a few moments, and nothing else seems to happen.
Okay. When I was looking at it, I understand that the angle and the reflection and that kind of thing made it less than optimal, but was I able to get any kind of sense of depth at all?
I would say the best you could do was the way the pebble kind of landed. It didn't seem like it struck a shallow pool. It seemed like that the pool's depth, at least in the middle, was probably reasonably a few feet or more.
Okay.
In other words, it's not 2 inches deep, or your pebble would have made probably a different sound when it plinked.
Yeah,
But
no, it was a femur, like a
it was
oh,
bone.
quite a
femur. I'm
big
sorry.
bone.
Yeah, that's right. A bone. That's right. Yeah. Again, it's without getting closer with the lantern, it would be difficult to determine how deep it is. But the tossing of your femur tells you it's at least more than a few inches deep.
So Tor will cautiously move back to the group here, and what do we want to do? It resists all efforts at our testing, but definitely seemed to be something in that pool when I sensed it.
Yeah, Sorak and Tor can kind of feel the evil emanating from it constantly at this moment.
Let's check out what's north of here and just be very cautious around the pool, like we were before in Caverns A with the water elementals. Just keep well away from the edge and try to respect the potential evil within.
So that's on the map there, and I'm assuming that we can see it as well. It's shown that there's a small sort of tributary leading off to at about 2 o'clock from that pool through the wall. Is there a current there, or is it just
Nope.
static water?
It just seems to be connected by some sort of channel. But there's the water is not moving at all. So there's no, yeah, this is not a flowing feature.
Okay. And then Alcius will retrieve his lantern and then move cautiously to here.
Okay, and as he steps past that that portal there, the water suddenly begins to erupt, and several creatures sort of jump out immediately. Looking very upset. Let me see. Why are you not seeing these? Because I don't have. There we go. They appear to be. They appear to be somewhat humanoid. When they stand up, their they almost rise out of the water, elevating from some sort of supine position, and they appear to be standing in water that's really only waist deep. And one of them is holding a very rusty sword, and the other one has just got very long claws at the end of its hands, and they both start to they sort of grumble and growl, and they appear like zombies, and they immediately start to head towards Alkeus. So with that in mind, given that you were all sort of anticipating something coming from the water, we'll assume you're not surprised. But the first one will sort of run and leap towards Alkeus. And he is the one that has the weapon. And let's see, can I target? Why can I not target you? I forgot. What is targeting? It's a control or shift?
Control click,
Control.
I think.
Oh, it doesn't show I'm targeting. And what is Alkeus' AC?
It is 15.
15. Alright, so he hits for 9
Ow.
points of damage. And next will be Sorek.
Okay, so Sorek's going to step forward to here, and then does he have a flanking bonus to hit that zombie from here? Behind him-ish.
Trying to remember all the traits of undeadedness. I don't think can't be flanked is one of them. So yeah, he's flanked.
Okay, and then he's going to swing his little gentle axe at him.
His acts of loving kind.
There's no flanking bonus on the attack there. So
That's right,
no
14
plus.
hits anyway, so.
Okay, cool. So
Oh,
he
my
tickles
goodness.
him with the axe.
Yep, let me fix their HP.
I didn't target correctly.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll fix it in a second.
Yeah.
Oh, because I don't have numbers on, that's why.
Oh, by the way, you have 3 zombies in the combat tracker.
Yep.
And 2 zombies on the map.
Yep, that is true.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
12, and that was on number
3.
Number 3. Okay, so that's Sorak. Next will be Alkeus. He felt a light.
So he's
Go ahead.
right. So he's just got the lantern. So basically, I think what he'd like to do is something disengage somehow. Is there some mechanic for that? Make a roll to disengage without being torn apart.
Yeah, actually, withdraw defensively is I believe, a move you can make.
I think that's probably what he would like to do. He already has his bow in hand, so he'll withdraw defensively to, I guess, say here, and hope that they can't move any further than that.
Okay, so that's actually that would be sort of 2 actions, right? The first is kind of back up a few feet defensively, and then move another 15 feet. Well, another 10 feet anyway, to back up. So you wouldn't have enough action left for an attack.
Okay. Well, okay. And that's probably what he'd do anyway, because he's got his bow in his hand, so he's
He
not
needs some
able to
distance.
shoot it.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And then
that's what he would.
he'll start drawing for the next round.
Yeah.
All right, Varatan. You're a little distance away. But you did at least get to see something leap out of the water at this point.
Yeah.
Not leap.
So
Not exactly a leap. They rose up and then
I'm
ran.
gonna take a shot at drowned zombie number 2, the other one.
Okay.
Too many windows open, 1 second. And this is with the black arrows. I don't know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'm trying to figure out what's what here.
That is a hit.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay. So out of... Oh, you're kidding me. You cannot pass from the dark to the light. What the heck?
Step into the
Step in the light.
light.
No, I won't. I refuse. There's a barrier here. I can't sense it, but I know it's there. I can't move through it. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's all right. We'll remove the barrier. That's not a problem. Oh my gosh. That. All right. So what was he? Right here. So I 5, say 10-ish, 15-ish. You know what? I think he'll stop and gauge right here on the dwarf. Can you do that? Makes 2 claw attacks, but what is Sorak's AC?
21.
Yeah,
Miss.
man, Sorak is brutal.
He's the man.
He's the man, yeah. Okay. And then next, Zombie 2. We'll stay on mission. We'll sneak around to the cramp thing, and I think he has enough movement to get to here. And attack Alkeus again. He also, actually, he's going to try to bite Alkeus. Oh, okay. Yes. Four more points. And Alkeus, I need you to make a con check.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You made it.
Okay.
You sort of shake off the bite, which seems just very vicious. And next will be Tor.
Okay. Well, Tor's going to step forward and attack drowned zombie number 3.
Nice. Mm. He looks slightly more dead than he already
Yay.
was.
Okay. I heard the commotion. I
Yeah.
got my sling out. I'm ready to go. Poop, 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 poop.
Okay. Now you're attacking into melee, right?
Yes, I know, but it's the dwarf, so I'll just aim high.
Okay.
Aim high, Willis.
But again, it's control click, but I'm having trouble control clicking.
Do it in the combat tracker. It works there. It doesn't work on the map anymore, but it does work in the combat tracker.
Or
Oh.
you can just drop your die from your character sheet on top of the token for the creature.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't think I knew that one.
Yeah, drop. You can do it with attack and damage, so separate dice.
Booyah.
Nice.
All right. Well, luckily you hit. So, did you do your damage? Oh my goodness.
Barely.
There, you dead thing. Take more death. Let me give you a taste. Just a little taste. A light seasoning of more death. All right.
Yeah.
Barton, you're up again. Now you got somebody in your way.
It's annoying.
Got quite a bit of cover.
Quite a lot of people in my way. How far would I need to move to get past Arista?
That's what, 10 feet? Well, 10 feet would put you at
10.
her, so 5 more to get past her.
15. I'll move to there. And then take a shot at Drowned Zombie 3 again. Let's try and get rid of Drowned Zombie number 3. Actually, no, I'll shoot Drowned Zombie number 2 again because I think Alkison's in a bad spot. So
Okay.
I'll take out number 2.
I'm going to say that he's still sort of firing into, not exactly melee, but
Yeah, through melee.
you had a
But it's
friendly
decent
in your
success,
way.
so
Yeah, but yeah,
should be
exactly.
okay.
Should be okay. 18 hits. All right.
Okay, so that's another black fletched arrow in the back of that zombie.
Mr. 1. Mr. Anderson. I think Mr. 1 will attack Sorak. So, let's see. Can I do it this way? Nope. Ah, no, that's not right. There we go. Ha ha ha. 3 had the sword. 2 is using the claw attack. Oh my goodness, and he critted on one of them.
Ugh.
So they both hit. One will do max plus 6, d6. So let me roll my d6. 1 plus 8, so 9 damage plus 7 is 16 damage.
Wow! Ow!
And I need a con check.
Hang on. Poor Sorak. I forgot again I was Sorak. How much damage did you say?
16. Oh, it didn't automatically add it, so...
Because he's showing 7 wounds again, but he was 7 wounds when I said
Nah, it
0.
should have been, yeah, it should have been 0, I'm thinking. Because he hasn't been hit yet, so it maybe just wasn't healed when he was in,
Yeah.
and okay, so I just set him. He's got 16 wounds.
Okay. Cool. And now he needs contact.
Now he needs a con check.
In the tower or in the open?
In the open's fine. Ooh, okay.
It's prime.
Oh, it is prime. Oh, 5 for well. Was it 3 for level? 6, so plus 3 would be 18. Okay. He succeeds. And next would be number 3. Everyone seems to want to beat up on number 3. But number 3 wants to beat up on Alkeus. And he had the sword. And fumbles. And for squiggles and gwiggles, let me pull up the fumble table real quick. Do I have a fumble table? Fumble, 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 fumble. No, I do not. There's a general fumble table though. Fumble. Just a miss. Alright, there was a slight chance for something dramatic to happen, but it did not happen. Next is Sorak.
As much as Sorak is very concerned about drowned zombie number 1, he sees Alkius in deep trouble, so he's going to step up through here and attack the back of zombie number 2.
Alright. Oh.
And in his haste, he swipes and misses.
Yes. Yeah, even with the 2 flanking bonus, it's still a miss. Anything else?
I don't think there's much else he can do, is there?
Yep, that's pretty much a full action, a move, and an attack.
I see his abilities. I guess it's not very good because it does say -2. He has turn undead. Should he maybe have used that?
Maybe.
Is he good at turn undead? It's a wisdom thing. No, he's probably not. Okay, don't worry.
No, wisdom should be like his prime stat.
No, he's
Not?
it's no.
Okay. Alright, and that's like I think that's like a spell-like thing anyway. It'll take a turn to do it.
Yeah, but
action.
it would be that instead of swinging an axe, and I'm thinking at this point swinging an axe is more productive.
Probably. Alright, drowned zombie number 3, who seems intent on his purpose, is a biter. And he's going to miss. Arista. Target rich room full of allies in your way. Okay, that's about as far as you're going to move without doubling your move. No, that's right. I'll let you go where you were. That was roughly 15 and almost 20 feet, but... Not sure who you're attacking. Oh, number 1. Okay.
I'm sorry, does it hit?
It does hit. Yep. It actually shows. You had him targeted, so it showed the hit. 3 points.
Oh, I see.
And it, yep, and it automatically deducted the right amount. All right, Tor. Oh, I'm sorry. Was there anything else, Arista? I mean, it was pretty much your full action.
I'll shout. I got this guy.
Okay,
You help him.
got it.
So
All right, sorry, Tor. Go ahead.
So I'll turn and nod to her as I move forward and support. I'm going to attack number 2 again.
Okay. Another miss.
With a Alkeus is going to drop his bow and draw his sword. Does he still have any action left?
No, that's fine. That's almost like it's hardly any action. So you could, withdraw. Actually, the dropping of the bow took no time, but the drawing of the sword was like a movement action. So You can
Okay.
either still attack or withdraw.
He's going to attack. He's going to attack. All right, 1 second here. I'm doing all this on a laptop, so I've got a tiny screen to work with. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Damn.
Yeah, their AC is not terribly high, so looks like Vartan, you're up.
So, Vartan is going to try and finish off drowned zombie number 2. Since that's what he's been shooting. This time he's going to draw a silver arrow from his quiver, rather than one of the black arrows. Let's see if this makes a difference.
Hey, nice. That was against number 2. And you do see that the arrow seems to burn what little flesh is left on this creature as it penetrates it, doing slightly more damage than you were expecting. Anything else?
No, that's it for now. It's not much you can do.
Okay, number one. His target is just a few feet away, so he'll step forward. And I believe he's Mr. Claus. And 2 misses. Tor.
Does anyone
Okay.
feel like playing Minecraft characters, playing against Minecraft mobs?
The zombies.
Never
Drowned
played that game.
zombies, yeah. Yeah. As long as none of them have got a trident, we should be okay.
So I was under the impression that my turn undead ability I can only do it like once per day, but I don't see that anywhere. Is there a limitation on how many times I can use that, Mark?
This is for you as a cleric. No,
Right,
I
yeah.
think you can use that at any encounter, but you can only use it for that encounter, so you can't like cast it multiple times.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to attempt. I was kind of holding it just in case, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use it then.
All right.
So I guess I just dropped it.
So it's a check, and I haven't used CNC's cleric turn undead for a bit, so bear with me while I check out. I know level is
Yeah.
important. Let's see. Level is important. Turn undead. You made a successful wisdom check. Let's see. You beat the check by 4, actually. That matters. Let's see. And then in the number of undead turned will be 1d12 plus his charisma modifier.
Okay, so this will be.
There is a limit,
How
though,
about
on the level of the undead. Page 180.
Yeah, so the limitation is the cleric has 1 chance to turn each opponent in a combat or 24-hour period. So it's each undead can be only turned once in a 24-hour period. You can turn as many times as you want, but once you try and turn one zombie, you can't try and turn that same zombie for 24 hours.
Right.
That's the 24-hour limit.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the level of the undead. I know maybe I'm thinking of straight up D&D where you couldn't.
If you're a certain number of levels, 5 levels
Yeah,
higher than hit
or
dice,
more.
then you destroy them instead of turning them.
Yeah,
But that's the only thing it says about level.
yeah, which is not the case here. Let's see. Um. All right. So let's
The
see.
successful turn is 1d12 common undead, 1d6 extraordinary undead, or 1 unique.
That's it. Okay, so there is level infected. Okay, well these would be common. So go ahead and roll a
So
d12.
All right. So basically, I just
Roll 3 or
hold
higher.
my basically hold my shield aloft forcefully and view the force of. There we go. 2 bones.
All right. Well, they're gonna try to get the heck away from you in straight lines, I think. So we'll just have him go straight towards this corner and face the wall and cower in fear. He is gonna go up. I think what I like to have them do is disappear beyond the bend. So he is gonna go. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll just make him.
So flee at full movement rate for 10 rounds. If unable to flee, they would cower, and you get a +2 versus cowering undead.
Yeah.
If a cleric approaches within 10 feet or attacks a cowering undead monster, the turning is broken. So Tor cannot attack them or get within 10 feet of them after he's turned them. Otherwise, it breaks the turning.
Right. So the two up by Alkeus immediately begin to flee. One takes the leftmost path, and then the other one sort of heads to the right. They both sort of run out of view. And the one that was sort of at the back of Sorak turns and immediately runs and just kind of heads and cowers in this corner.
He's vanished, by the way, to us.
Oh, yes. Let's see. Let me see. What should we do to get him back? Be visible again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And the combat tracker matches now. All right. So that happened. And creatures run away. I don't know if you want to complete the turn order here. That was Tor, and then I guess Alkeus would have been next.
Yeah. So Alkia sort of stumbles back here, holding his arm or whatever it was that got scratched to death.
Yep. Now Sorak is starting to feel a little unwell. Maybe something like feels like a fever may be coming on. What does Sorak want to do?
Sorry.
That's right.
Sorak is... Sorak is going to run around the pond ready to attack the cowering zombie, because he will not see this undead live.
Okay.
Other people can attack a cowering zombie without breaking the turn. It's just Tor who cannot get close or attack.
Right. I'm thinking. Go ahead.
But we've got 10 rounds to do it, so if it's up
Yeah.
to you, we can play it out, or we can just say, look, we slaughter the cowering zombie.
No, he's I would say defenseless at this point. given that he's cowering in a corner, unable to defend himself.
You trying to make us feel sorry for an evil, corrupt, drowned zombie?
No,
Okay, that's good.
you're doing good works. Doing good works. Upsetting local economies, killing messiahs. What's a zombie?
There you go.
Okay, so zombie 1 is dead. What? Not right now, Ethan.
Yes!
What was that?
What was
Me celebrating killing zombie 1.
that?
All right. All right, so that was Sorak. The Sorak runs to the cowering zombie and begins to mercilessly chop at him. What do you want to be doing?
Checking out my buddies to see if they need some help.
Lots of people need help. Alkius needs lots of help. Sorak needs quite a bit of help. Next round. Oh yeah, bandage time.
Down anybody's throat though until I'm told it's okay to do that. Because I was told once, don't do that.
Okay.
I think it's bandage time for Alkius and Sorak as well, because they've only got a few rounds to bandage before they lose their opportunities.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna, 10 rounds is 10 rounds here, so.
Yeah, but I think they only get 4 rounds to bandage up, I think,
Okay.
before you can't use a bandage. I need to check that.
So I will cast first aid on both of them, both Alkias and Sorak, and that bandages their wound, and it gives them 1d2 hit points back as well initially.
Okay. 1d2 hit points. We'll just be generous and make it 2. You said Alkias and...
Yep, and Sorak.
And Sorak. And 14. Okay.
So,
All right, so
how many times Sorak was hit once or twice?
So he was hit twice.
And Alkius was hit.
Twice, yeah, twice or thrice, but
So
twice.
they will each. Well, no, Sorak. I can't talk for Alkius. Sorak will use 2 bandages to heal himself for another 2 times 1d2, plus potentially 1 depending on a check.
Okay, we'll do your check.
Primary attribute, properly apply the bandage.
Yeah.
And he gets an extra +1 in each of those cases, so I'll roll that twice. So 1 is a success, I think. The 14, is that a miss? I think.
Well, that's +6, right? It's not adding the prime.
Not adding the prime.
Yeah. Oh, right, because Fantasy Ground does it the old book way, which is you have a lower
target 15, I think, for prime, and target 18 for non-prime. I think.
Yeah, it was actually 12 and 18, but I just used 17 and I add 6 for prime.
I know.
There was someone put out an article about the statistics, and 18
but
is too high.
If it's 12 and 18, then 14 is a success as well. So that's 2 successes.
Yep.
So 2d2 plus 2.
Plus 2. So we'll do 8. That was
Oh, okay. You're giving it to him. Thanks.
yeah, I already gave it to him. That was Sorak, and you said you were going to do the same for Alkias?
I don't know if Alkius wants to bandage himself, but I would recommend it.
So you have to bandage each time you take a wound. Is that accurate?
You can bandage up to, I think, 4 rounds after taking wounds. And you can use a maximum of 1 bandage per wound. So if you got hit with 1 giant attack, You can only use one bandage if you get hit twice, but with smaller attacks you can use 2 bandages, even if it's the same amount of damage you're trying to recover from.
Right.
Okay. Doesn't look like he has any bandages on his character sheet. Let me see.
And each bandage counts for 2 wounds, so you can use each bandage twice. If he doesn't have
Okay.
any, then Vartan will lend him a bandage.
Okay. All right. So then to make the roll, did you say it was just a primary attribute roll?
Yeah, so he takes his highest prime stat, and then that's his roll.
And then roll it once for each bandage. So success and success.
And that's
So
2 points for each one?
you get 1d2 plus 1 for the success. The success gives a +1, so it's
Right.
1d2 plus.
So it's 3 times it's 3 for each bandage. I'm just gonna say it's max. You don't have to bother with the roll.
Okay. So six healing.
6 and 5. Yep. Okay, so he's down to 5 wounds. Sorek's down to 8. The drowned zombies had plenty of wounds. At least at the time they left. So I'm going to say that probably took 5 rounds to apply all those bandages, and assuming you're sort of
Finish off
moving
that.
at combat speed.
Yeah, finish off zombie 1 as well in that time.
Yep. Okay. So you have roughly 5 rounds before you can expect that that turn to end.
Okay. Then what I suggest is Sorek and Tor, if you can take up defensive positions, and then maybe Alkius move back to somewhere safer. And Vartan will also move across to where? Here.
He spends 2 or 3 rounds running around. Where do I go? Where do I go? On this side? No, run around the other side. There's a round. All right. Does Arista want to do anything?
Can I see any further up
Arista's
where
willing.
that?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Pete.
I'm just going to ask if we could see any further up where that that kind of water flow goes.
Not really without getting up closer to it.
Okay, no, that's fine then.
And I'm not trying to play hard here, but there's a bit of a bend there.
No,
let me see.
That's cool.
May have uncovered just a little bit more of it, I suppose. There you go.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, so a couple rounds left. Arista, do you want to do anything?
Arista was willing to do bandages, but I think that got all taken care of, yes?
Yep.
Then I don't think there's anything in particular I want to do for myself. Just want to pick up a couple of pebbles here if I can find some and make sure I'm fully equipped to move on.
Could even use small bones from the pile.
Yeah, I was
Like
just gonna say.
toe bones.
Yep. Little tarsals, little phalanges. Maybe even a claw. Wonder how that would work in a sling. Okay, so is the idea generally to wait for them to return? Is that your plan at this point?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
We're prepped and ready for them, so we can't be surprised whereby.
Yeah, and Sorek will even have a prepared action that if anything that's not friendly comes in within axe reach, he'll immediately take a swipe at it.
Okay.
I'll have the same prepared action, but with a flail, not an axe.
I don't know. I don't think there's such a thing as prepared actions in CNC, but to maximize his chances of not being surprised.
Okay, so round zombie 1. Um, I think we'll get ignored in the. Oh, how to do this? Oh, why will it not let me reorder? Actually, I need the next round. So we'll go to round 14. And let's see. Roll all initiative. So one is out of order. I mean, out of commission. So Varaton, you're sort of at the back, so you wouldn't hear it. You do hear the one to the left returning. And he comes ambling around the corner. Bear with me a second, I got way too many windows open. And he actually has the initiative over Tor, so I'm going to go ahead and let him sort of run up, take a swipe. Which one was he? He was 3. He was the biter.
That was Alkia. So 15 does not hit Tor though.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I've got the wrong. He is not focused on Alkias anymore. He's focused on Tor. And number 2 is not here right now. So, Arissa, you can hear that creature kind of rumbling back. By the way, these zombies aren't the typical Hollywood zombies. They are full of vigor, so they don't just shamble about. They are undead, but with rotted flesh. But they are the I Am Legend kind of zombies, not the Day of the Dead zombies. Arista, anything?
Okay. Well, I have a lot of friends in front of me.
Oh, now you're quiet again.
Uh-oh, I'm quiet again? Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Let me turn you up. I'll turn you up on my end.
Yeah, sorry. I switched over to my computer from my phone because it was hard for me to hear you guys. But I'm on the laptop. So
Okay.
I'm on 2 different computers. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's my new audio setup too, so hopefully it's
Cool.
clearer.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah, sounds
so
good.
I'm gonna not target this guy. I don't know how to untarget him. I think I untargeted him. Okay, and then no, I didn't. I'm gonna move over here. But I'm just gonna pull out my the couple of bones that I just had and get ready to shoot him. But I'm not gonna shoot him yet because Tor's over there. I don't want to hit Tor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we skipped over Varatan at the top of the tracker.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go next.
Okay, thanks. So, okay. I will continue using silver arrows because it deserves it.
What do you want?
Yes.
What?
What are
The next encounter. They're skeletons.
Oh, skeletons.
Booyah.
Uh,
All right. Well, I'm glad I got him.
Yeah.
Let him have a turn.
Hey. Maybe the next one will hurt more.
Yeah.
But by the way, don't pay attention in the text where it says ammo is silver arrows. To keep track of the different types of ammo, I've just listed them under different attacks, just to give me separate ammo trackers. So that doesn't necessarily mean I'm using silver arrows. So
Gotcha.
I'll verbally tell you each time.
Okay. Zorak. Just as he's about to take a swipe, he notices the zombie just, with a surprised look and an arrow in its neck, drops. Do you want to do anything at this point, Pete?
No, I'm done.
Yeah, just wait.
Just draw another arrow ready.
Okay. I'm talking about Sorak. Sorak want to do anything, or is he just holding steady?
He's holding steady, waiting for the next zombie to come back.
Okay. Same thing for Alkias.
Yes.
All right. And Tor. Before you get a chance to attack, it looks like Vartan snuck in an attack before you, taking away your sport. And then we'll say at the next, we'll just go ahead and let the next zombie come in and take a turn. And he will come rumbling around the corner at that moment. And get one attack before you all take him down. So he's no longer targeting Alkias. He's instead going to attack Sorak. With one last.
It's not visible to us, by the way.
Oh!
There he is.
I believe he was the biter.
No, my guy was the biter. The one that tried to attack me free.
Oh! And maybe it's the rusty weapon. Yep. Oh! He will land a hit.
Ooh.
Not on. Yeah, at Sorak.
See, I'm not very good at playing Sorak. When Sorak plays Sorak, he never gets hit.
Yeah, right?
Okay, the damage is already automatically applied, so don't have to do anything there.
Okay, Tor. You can react to that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to level a blow at drowned zombie number 2.
Yeah, it won't take much. Yeah. And with that, 3 deader zombies. Truly dead. And we'll just sort of go around the room. What does Sorak want to do? As the zombie
Sorak
crumbles
will
to the floor.
bandage himself up again with one bandage.
Yep. So that would be 2 plus 1, 3.
No, just 2 this time. He failed his check.
Okay. Vartan want to do anything?
Vartan will go around and start trying to retrieve arrows from the zombies.
How many did you shoot? 4 or 5?
I fired. Where's my? Oh, I'm looking at Sorak. That's why I can't see my arrows. 2 silver and 1 black.
Okay. So roll a d6. Yeah, and we'll go ahead and say you recovered them all.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. And let's see, Arista, while Vartan is busy running around the room looking for arrows.
I'll look down at the pebble in my sling.
Can you speak up a little?
Take it. Yeah, I'll look down at the pebble in my sling and sigh, pull it out,
Oh.
put it back in my pocket.
Was it a pebble or was it a bone fragment?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. It was a bone fragment, and stick my sling into my waistband and brush myself off and
Oh.
take a few deep breaths.
All right. So you forlornly put your weapons of destruction away. Your weapons of death. What is Alkeus?
Redeath.
Redeath, yeah.
Alkeus is going to recover that rusty sword that one of the zombies dropped, and he's going to move to the edge of the pool and sort of probe around in the pool with that.
I'm sorry, he's going to what in the pool with that?
Probe around.
Oh, probe
use the sword to
around.
probe around.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay, interesting. So as he does, the pool's bottom does not appear to be very even. So you notice little, it's maybe some small rocks and boulders. It's appears to just be water and a rough bottom. No sand or no vegetation.
Standing at this point with his light, does the light penetrate the water now in a fashion that he could see the bottom or see more of it?
Yep, yeah. The pool. So the pool was about 3 feet deep. So it wasn't terribly deep. And when the zombies stood up, they had to sort of shamble over a few rocks. Nothing large, but it looks like just some sort of natural depression in the bottom of this cave, and it is somehow covered in water. It is unusual in that it does not, like, there's no sort of gentle slope. It's just sort of, there's an edge of the floor, and then suddenly the depression begins, and it's filled with these small rocks and pebbles. So it doesn't look specifically man-made, but it does seem unusual for the terrain.
So he's going to go over to Sorak then and begin discussing the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, the way that the pool looks. Basically, would he find that as a natural occurrence? Could it have been a product of a cave-in? Or so he's going to try to probe Sorak's brain see if he can't find out anything more about whether this looks man-made or just natural, or if there's anything even more interesting about it.
Right. And Sorak is gonna respond by saying he has never, in all of his years of living as a dwarf, living underground in caves, natural and man-made, he's never seen a feature where the pool has such a defined edge, and the depression seems to be specifically made for a pool-like feature. In other words, it's sort of semi-smooth, other than the rocks that seem like they were piled on it. The rocks look like they're made from the same material as the surrounding rock, so there's nothing particularly out of place about the small pebbles and rocks in the pool. But he has never seen such a feature, so if he had to guess, it maybe this was somehow crafted by a strange magic, or it does not look like it was. There's no marks that indicate that it was carved by tool.
Okay, I urgently have to step away a minute. I'll be back shortly. While I'm gone, once Fartan gets his arrows, he'll search the zombie bodies as well, just in case there's
Okay.
anything on them at all.
Yep.
Back in a bit.
Yep.
So does the nature of the water appear to be the same? That sort of flat, glassy, or is it took on a more natural kind of appearance?
Yeah, the water does not. It appears to be just normal water, unless you want to go taste testing it. It would be hard to tell if it was something else in the water. But I mean, if you, assuming you're brave enough to sort of cup your hands in it, you would see it. It runs like water. It's not oily or thick or anything. It's just when you first approach the water, the lantern, was never held out over the water where it could peer down. It was sort of reflecting off the water from where the lantern was before the attack.
Okay, you said that the water was about waist deep, and then when the zombies appeared, they sort of just lurched up out of the water, or do I remember you saying that they just elevated up out?
Yeah, so it appears as the folks at the back would have seen, it's almost like they were laying flat on their back, and the moment Alcius stepped beyond the wall, the opening, it's almost like they rose unnaturally straight up onto their feet. And then a brief moment later, they sort of sprang into motion and started running towards him. So they did not rise up out of the water sort of on their own power. It was almost like they were lifted from being, supine to their feet,
Okay.
and then were activated in a way, in a sense.
Okay, sort of with a pensive look on his face, then Alcius will move to that archway that he passed through, and he's going to conduct a search and see if he can't find anything, some type of trigger that might have generated that response.
Sure. So give me a check.
All right. Would that be find disable trap or just some sort of activated?
Yeah, he's essentially trying to find small features, cracks, devices, something. So yeah, find traps. Okay. Yeah, he starts to poke around and doesn't see anything particularly out of the ordinary. Others could take a look with an intelligence check.
I guess then that seeing Alcius do that, he checks with Alcius what's he looking for, or we'll do the same.
Right.
I did one.
Yeah. Oh, now you're real loud.
Oh, good. I tried to fix it.
Oh, okay. Now you're super scratchy.
Oh no, why is that?
I don't know. Okay. Arista actually, with her arcane background, does notice that it's sort of very faint and very, very subtle, but there appear to be something resembling runes or symbols that actually run along the floor, up along the walls, in a ring around the entrance to that hallway. Encircling the hallway such that they would have created like a plane which would be broken as you stepped through the opening of the hallway.
Yeah, it's on.
Whew, that is super scratchy, Arista.
Maybe I need to turn it back down again.
Yeah, did you turn the gain up on something?
I don't have that much control.
Okay, well, whatever you did, way worse. Where you at just a few moments ago was fine. I just had to turn your volume up. But now, even with the volume down, it's really, you're clipping like crazy. Like you have your gain way too high.
Is that better?
Slightly. Can you adjust it a little farther down?
How's that?
Oof. It's rough.
Yeah, I maybe later you can help me with this.
Yeah.
So it sounds fine after you've spoken for maybe a second or a couple of syllables. It's just the initial burst, but after that, you sound fine.
Yeah.
At least on my end.
Yep. No, I agree. That's it. It's almost like the auto gain function kicks in,
Yeah.
but there's a fraction of a second where the gain is too high to begin with.
Yeah, and I can't figure out where I actually get control over that. All I can change is the volume.
That level of your voice there at the end when you're talking, that's perfect. It's just when your voice is higher for whatever reason. I don't know, but I mean, it's still can understand what you're saying.
So, if you are you talking on your phone or on another computer?
I'm on the laptop.
Okay, if you go into Gilded, go into App Settings, Voice and Video.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it says your input device, and then it says input volume.
Right.
Can you tweak that down quite a bit, please? Maybe pull it down 15%, 20%, and then try talking. Uh-oh, now I'm not hearing you at all. Whatever you clicked, unclick it.
Yeah, make sure you got the most.
Okay. It's where is that slider? It's a slider, right? Is it to the right or to the left?
Is this any better?
No, it's the exact same problem.
Check is the input and output device. Do you have options from there? Something that would, because like mine, I have two different versions of the same headset I'm wearing. Do you have something like that in yours?
I do.
Maybe try one of those just in case.
Are you still there?
I'm here. I'm not sure what she changed made it worse.
Yeah.
That's,
So Jen, please do this. If you can still hear me, set the.
there you are. Yeah, I
Are,
can hear now. Yep. You're very soft, but let me turn you up. That's fine.
oh, you
Say
can
something
hear
again?
her. I can't
Yeah,
hear.
yeah. Jen, say something. Yeah, I can hear you. You're very soft, but yeah, I've got you turned all the way up, but yeah, I can hear her.
I can
And
turn
it's
it down.
not,
You guys have asked me to turn it down because of the.
Okay. Did you change the device?
microphone as suggested.
Okay, so I don't know. Can you please go back to the original device that you had?
How's that?
You just changed device just now?
Original device.
Sounds good. It's very soft though, but
Yeah.
the quality sounds good.
Now, if you go into settings, voice and video,
Yes.
under input device, where is the input volume slider?
50%.
Hi guys.
Okay, can you try tweaking it to the right about 10%? And try talking.
Okay, how's that?
That's not bad. Try another, nudge it another to the right a little more. And try talking.
How's that?
A wee bit better. Are you at about 75% now, or are you closer to the right?
67%.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tweak it to 80%. And try talking.
Is this any better?
That's at 80%.
79.
All right, it will have to do.
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good, and
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got you all the way at max, so but I can at least hear you now.
Yeah, you lost that initial spikiness. That's gone. So
Yeah. No, the
Well,
clipping's
that's
gone.
good. And I'm happy to turn it up further. I mean, I just didn't want to have that spiky come
it,
back.
Woof, woof, and it just
there you are.
auto
There you
gained
are.
you right back up. Now,
Much louder. That's good.
just now, did you change position or move the mic or anything like that?
No, I closed out of the audio settings.
Ah, okay.
You sound good then.
Yeah, I need to tweak you back down now.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good.
Yep, it'll work.
So don't try doing anything.
Don't nobody touch nothing.
Nobody touched nothing. It sounds really good though.
I'm sorry, guys. I was just having such trouble hearing you guys on my little phone.
Yeah.
No worries.
Well, are you good enough now? You can hear, or
Yeah, I can hear you just fine now.
Great.
I'm on the monitor headphones you got for me.
oh, cool. Okay, and you seem to be coming through pretty clear. So you don't
Okay.
don't.
Did I find anything on the zombies, by the way? Now I'm back.
You found rotting clothes and the
Ooh,
rusted sword Tor
favorite.
took. Yeah, but other than that, no.
And then you heard
no other items.
and then you heard Aristus say, "Oi, Vartan, come look
Uh-huh.
at this."
And what was I looking at?
Well, apparently you weren't looking closely enough because I found all of this. And what you see are runes, kind of I think as Mark explained it, encircling the cavern as if they created a plane that might have triggered something.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay, so
stepping through the opening there would have broken the plane of the runes. That makes sense.
okay, and what can I infer from these runes? Besides the fact they summon zombies, apparently.
Yeah, they're not runes in the same sense that you would be using runes. They're more like just simple symbols. They're very subtle and very elongated. So
Okay. Interesting. Add them to my little mental set of knowledge.
Yeah, I don't trust his mental set of knowledge. I'm just going to write them all down.
So, looking at you two, will these reset, or are they just a single use type thing? Do we have any more concerns from that pool? Says Tor.
That's a very good question. I don't think you did a very exhaustive search of the pool. At least, certainly not its entire length.
Alkeus just probed it a little.
Yeah, you kind of poked at it and prodded, and I think you said you cast the light out there, the torch or the lantern.
Yeah, well, he was holding the lantern at the point where he was, prodding with the sword as well.
Right. So I would say
Just
the general that rounds, obvious pool feature, you've kind of looked at and covered, and you didn't see anything else but the rocks, the pebbles lining the floor, and the general depression. So as far as you can tell, there's no zombie still lurking there. You didn't cover, the entire length of the little river, stream, whatever you want to call that, and
right.
and any further back into that
So
area.
seeing
I
that,
suddenly feel a kinship with the cavern and its general depression. I'm so disappointed I didn't get to sling my sling again.
Alkeus will, on second thought, he will take his lantern and his rusty sword that he's picked up and move along the length of that little tributary there, trying to illuminate it as much as possible. And maybe the other end, the opposite side of the pool as well, now that he's standing there.
Okay. So as you peer in, we'll just assume you're gonna poke your nose in far enough. You see a similarly, roughly the same size pool in this little alcove, this little room here. And assuming you're gonna, I think you said you're gonna cast your light down in there, and you see the same feature, just sort of very rocky, pebble-strewn floor, depression, and nothing else in the water.
And nothing in that, well, he probably can't see from there. It looks like he could sort of skirt the edge of that little stream or whatever that is there without stepping into it. Is that true?
Yeah, no. If you're trying to avoid touching the water, you could probably wiggle on by, um, hugging the wall.
Okay, so that's what he's going to move to here then,
Yep.
and sort of continue his search, probing along, illuminating as much as possible.
Yeah. It's the same as in the big room there. It's a little narrow, a little shallower here. This connecting stream. I don't want to call it a stream. This connecting junction branch
Channel.
is only about a foot deep at this point, lined with small pebbles of some sort.
They are pebbles, right? They're not. They couldn't. Speaking for Alkeus, I couldn't be mistaking them for like gems or something like that for pebbles. I have a close enough look to know that they're not precious stones, right?
Well, without reaching down in and examining them closely, they appear for all intents and purposes to just be plain garden variety small stones. They like I said, they look like roughly the same kind of stone that's lining the caves here. There's sort of a dark rustic brown, a little bit of gray here and there, and nothing sparkles that would indicate a gem. Nothing shows, exceedingly blue, green, or red, indicating a gem.
Is it possible then to just briefly crouch down and maybe try to scoop some up with the edge of that rusty blade, or pull some out of the pond or the channel with the blade?
I think you could probably, scrape them up, I guess would be the most apt description. He scoops a couple up on the shore. And they look like fairly round pebbles. Perhaps you could say they came from a river or some other naturally erosive place, because they do seem sort of smooth, sort of round or oblong. Very little jaggedness to them. So, it wouldn't be far fetched to think maybe they were harvested from a river or something like that and brought here, or a stream. Um,
Okay.
they don't look like they were chipped or you know what I mean, like crushed. They don't look like rough crushed rock. They don't have very sharp edges to them.
They look. You're saying it sounds like you're saying they look like river stones, basically stones
Yeah.
that have been,
Yep.
smoothed by the passage of water. Okay.
Yep,
All right.
exactly.
Then lastly, he will sort of crouching down, move to the entrance to that next little cavern there, and sort of holding his lantern aloft and checking the ceiling, that kind of thing, see if anything else is revealed.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay. He does sense that this room, although at first glance the walls look somewhat naturally smooth, he gets a sense that it's possible that this was man-made. This room, or at least part of this room, was carved, much like the tunnels, the entrance to the system. And there seems to be some sort of strange feature at the center of this other pool, a sort of a circular depression in the very bottom of this pool, where the stone seems less dense.
Okay. Is it a depression in the same sense as the one that's in the initial pool, or something different than that?
No, so this pool is roughly the same feature, same shape as the other pool. It's just sort of a natural, I'll say natural. It's a depression that's about maybe 2.5 feet, maybe 6 inches more shallower than the pool in the other room. But in the very center of that pool, just a few feet out from the shore, so to speak, in all directions, there seems to be a very round place where the pebbles seem to be lowered. It's sort of a depression within a depression. How's that? It seems a few inches deeper, right in that small, say 2.5 foot diameter area.
Well, he's going to move back to here then, and sort of discuss that with everybody. Just let them know that there's something of note within the pond in the next room.
So
Can't quite make
Sorek's
it out.
going to also check out the ponds and see if they're still radiating evil now the zombies have gone, or whether the evil is purged.
No, he senses the evil seems to have starting to abate, and it's really focused around the three decaying and now truly dead zombies.
Okay, cool.
No, the pond and the water, the depressions, whatever you want to call this, itself does not seem to generate any sense.
I'll shove Alkeus will shove one of the we'll call them river stones for now towards Sorak, and see if he sees anything unusual about it. If he notices anything unusual about it. Got it in the bottom of the pool here.
Yeah, Sorak will examine it and tell you that it looks just like the same kind of stone that's in these walls. It's 20% carbonite and 40% somethingite, and with a mix of sandstone and small traces of granite. So it looks like the same geology.
Okay. Well, do we want to continue our inspection of this? It does seem pretty strange, or do we want to move on to something else? I do have the
I say
capability to
let's
cast.
move on.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't look like our stalagmites were broken off of here, does it?
No.
I don't think so.
Then this is not the cave we're looking for.
Okay. But it could be another cave of note.
So, Arceus, go do your thing. I think
Maybe
to
we
the right
just sell
first.
the information to some geologist somewhere when we meet up with someone.
Okay. So he moves to here and the sort of fork, and he looks back over his shoulder and he points left, or he points right. Shrugs his shoulders.
Vartan points right.
So he'll move forward, a sword and lantern in his other hand. Move up to that corner there.
You see this quarter, roughly 20-ish feet, maybe 25 feet.
Vartan at least looks to the left, because it looks like we could maybe see a bit
yes,
further there
I
than we
suppose,
can.
yeah, at that point you could
Oh, it
probably...
just curves down. Okay.
Yeah. The floor here looks pretty smooth, like it was hewn, man-made. It looks like this might be a room to the south and to the north. There might be some sort of depression forming part of the room.
Just reminding you guys, I can make somebody invisible.
And you see a large stone doorway at the end of the hall.
Okay. So Alcius will approach to this juncture here, and then glance left and right before moving further.
Okay.
Okay.
You see in four of the corners, or each of the four corners rather, large statues. They look like fully armed men holding long poles in full plate mail. These are the statues, so they look like they're made of stone, clearly made of stone. Let's see what else. Actually, they're made of look more like marble than stone, and they are larger than a normal human, so they're standing about 7 feet tall. And they have swords on their hips and are holding pole arms. They're like they're standing at attention in the four corners.
Do we glean anything from the style of the armor? Is it antique or related to a specific race or anything like that?
You could give me a check to see if you recognize the style. Give me this is sort of like a history check. I guess intelligence would make sense. Yeah, no, it doesn't look too far out of place. It doesn't look exotic or anything. It looks like generally just kind of plate mail. There might be insignias on the shoulders, but it would be hard to tell without getting any closer.
Okay, so he passes that information back. Passes that information back along the line then.
Vartan will take a closer look once he gets in there.
So then from that juncture, since it appears that he has been committed to this course of action, from that juncture he's going to search the path that he trods upon very closely. It's going to be checking the path all the way up to the door and being cautious while doing so.
Okay. So I'm sorry, he's going to be inspecting the floor, or moving forward, or what is he doing at this point?
Well, that would be one way to say it. Yeah, he's basically just making sure he's placing his feet in spots that don't obviously look to be like an issue. So basically, he's trying to find traps as he moves along slowly, glancing at the floor.
Sure. So the floor looks perfectly smooth, so there's no like stonework to really sort of inspect. But why don't you go ahead and give me a check? We'll say find traps. Okay, yeah, and it doesn't appear to be anything. There's no pressure plates or markings or anything else unusual about the floor. It just looks extremely smooth, if not slightly
Takes a
damp.
moment. Yeah, okay. Is it possible that was from the footsteps of the zombies? Running
Oh,
around
that's
here?
right. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. You do see footsteps. You're right. You do see small puddles. Thanks for reminding me. Small puddles where it looks like maybe the zombie may have walked through here. In fact, there's a little bit of a puddle near the door, um, where it may have stayed for a moment or three. Um, so yeah, if you look closely, you can see almost say not exactly footprints, but very tiny uh, puddles of water where the
Okay,
it.
so as he's,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, so as he's moving along, sort of a light of recognition and a self-satisfied smile crosses his face, and he moves a little bit more at ease toward, but he's still being cautious, but he's moving toward the stone door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. On the door, the door looks very well made, very sturdy, and it has what looks like some sort of inscription on it. It doesn't appear to have really faded or anything over time. It's fairly clean, so it doesn't have like cobwebs or anything on it. It looks like it's been untouched. Um, but it's in a language you don't understand. It just looks like strange writing. See,
So
what
he's going to,
languages does Alkias speak?
so he does have the cipher scripts. He's going to try that too, but as far as languages out the gate, let's see.
Cipher
Looks like he just has
script.
common listed there.
Yeah. So definitely not in common. Um, yeah, decipher script I think is intended more for like reading scrolls.
Okay.
I don't think it would be useful for reading strange languages.
Okay.
It's really more Varatans or maybe Arista's ballpark.
So he'll move back then to about this point and communicate to Tor what he has seen, and Tor will move back and communicate it back down the line. See if we can get one of the two learned sages to move up, cast their peepers on this thing.
Okay, Varitan's also going to check out the statues when he gets there and see if there's anything he can recognize from his learnings.
Okay. Give me a wisdom check for Varatan first.
Wisdom or wait? Okay, wisdom.
Yep, wisdom. Not prime. Okay. Um, but Vartan, you said, did I get it right? You're the one actually inspecting the statues.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry, was Sorak doing something?
Sorak moved up, but it's not. Well,
Not
if he
actively looking or
can
doing
check,
anything.
if he can check the statues, if there's anything he recognizes about them, then
Yeah, go ahead
I'm
and give
sure
me.
he'll say something.
He can give me a wisdom check as well.
I'm gonna tap Tor on the shoulder. Tor, I heard there was something up here I might want to take a look at.
Yes, some type of unknown script upon yonder door, and he points at the stone door.
Yes,
Oh,
so
I can't quite see it. Do you think I could squeeze by?
excuse me,
Sucks in a little
excuse me,
bit.
excuse me, coming through.
Quick, 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 quick,
Make
quick, quick, quick.
make a hole, make a hole. Wizard coming
Somebody
through. Make
said
a
something about the wizard needing to look at something. It would be a good idea then to let the wizard through so the wizard can see. All right, I'm looking.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, Sorak was inspecting the statues along with Varaton, and Sorak notices that the insignia seems subtly familiar, like you've seen it somewhat recently. Um, and it's not so much. I consider it an insignia. I was going to say it's more like a shield bearing, shield. What do they call those? Shield. You know, like the Celtics do or the British do. It's not a shield. What is it called? Oh, anyway, stick with insignia.
A knot.
Not no, not the. You know, it would be like a symbol of lion, the lion for Richard the Lionheart, or for clans.
Insignia.
Insignia. Yeah, insignia. I'll stick with insignia. Anyway, some sort of insignia on their pauldrons, I think is what you call them for plate. And it seems somewhat familiar, but you can't quite place where you've seen it. But it does. It strikes you as something you may have seen not too far or not too long ago.
Okay.
So somewhat vaguely familiar in that sense. Arista, you're going to actually inspect the inscription on the door. What languages do you speak?
I have a lot of them.
So what? Let me see what you have.
I'm looking. Common, Dwarven, Goblin, Halfling, Low Elven, and Orc.
Hmm. Okay. Nothing. This does not look in a language that you are familiar with. What does Varatan have?
Does she find the alphabet familiar at all? Just not the words, or is it a completely different alphabet entirely?
Not. She's not familiar with the orthography of the alphabet.
Vartan has common, dwarven, elven, fey, goblin, and halfling.
Okay. Let me double check what languages are built into this. Yeah, no, there's a language that you don't currently possess. Does anybody have? I don't want to give it away. Or what do you have?
Common, goblin, and orc.
Yeah, and what does Sorak have?
He just has common, dwarven, and elven.
Uh, so those of you who speak some form of Elven, it looks like a variation on Elven,
Okay, because Vartan is a twilight elf, by the way.
right? Um,
He is an elf. It's not that he doesn't just speak elven.
right. Barton, given your profession, I would say if you want to give me an intelligence check. Okay, I will say it works. Actually, wait, that's without it being. That's before Prime.
This is prime, though. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
before
but it doesn't
prime
add,
kicks
so it'd be
into
26,
No.
right? So you seem to.
It was in the tower. I couldn't see it.
Oh, okay, yeah, you did well. Well enough anyway. So it looks like it might be in something resembling an arcane language, which technically neither you nor Arista speak, but it would be something you two would probably eventually want to think about getting. But at any rate, it says herein is the tomb of Ares the Magnificent. Um, uh, Something to the effect of do, do not enter, pay your respects, and leave. is the rough
So
translation.
basically another door not telling us not to go in, but it's just a tomb. What can be the worst that we find in there?
Probably something dead.
Alcius, can you check the door very carefully, please? I also pay attention in case there are any runes etched anywhere near the door. I'm looking for runes, he's looking for traps.
So he steps forward with a wry smile upon his face, and he's going to start looking.
So give me a traps check. Fairly confident. There are no traps, no visible traps anyway, or nothing that you can access. At least nothing mechanical.
Looks safe to me, my friend.
To be clear, too, this door doesn't appear to have any obvious handles. But it does otherwise look like just a large, say, granite door set in a frame. So there is a what's the word I'm looking for? Is it has a not crack. What's the word? A seam running on the
Okay,
outside.
but no obvious way to open it then.
No obvious way to open it. No.
I ask Sorek to come and see if he can give it a push.
Mark, what was that name again? Can you write it in the chat? Okay. Do some kind of check to see if anybody's heard of that individual.
If you don't,
This
go ahead.
this wouldn't be the gentleman that had to do with Mara way back at the beginning, would it?
Nope. So I would probably want to. Normally, I would want to have you make a check because this was something that you. It seems like it might be a note you didn't capture, but not too long ago, you would have had a conversation with one of the commoners at the keep, and they explained the history of the keep. And the keep was originally not a keep; it was a sort of tower of a mad mage who built, who was known to be conducting. Uh, he was exploring strange ritual magic. May have had an affinity for exploring alternate dimensions, that sort of thing, planar travel. Was generally regarded as evil, and something happened, and his tower was attacked. It wasn't clear what happened to him, but upon the ruins of this tower, the tower was cleared, and then the keep was built on top of it. So I believe at the time they explained that the areas below the keep, some of those were made by the mage prior to the keep being built on top. So some of those tunnels that you've explored are actually older than the keep. And that mage's name was Ares the Magnificent. So it appears that his tomb, he's been laid in tomb not far from the keep here in this cavern.
So he was a pretty powerful dude, so I think we can expect some goodies and baddies in this room. Could be nasty.
That would be a safe bet. Um, Recall also that that one room with that strange device, the large globe with the three rings around it, that was also related to him. That may have been his one of his
Yeah.
research toys at one point.
I see in our notes we have Ariz the Magnificent at the top of the notes list. So yeah.
Mm. Oh
Okay.
yes.
Could be dangerous, guys. What do you think?
I have the means to sniff out whether anything magical resides within. That might help us make up our minds if it's worth the effort.
Sorak, how evil is this room? Let him do his thing.
Sorak uh, gets it's sort of a mixed bag. It seems to be very evil, but it's sort of inconsistent. Seems to fluctuate between evil and non-evil. Like one moment it feels as the most evil thing he's maybe ever encountered, and then the next moment it seems like there's nothing inside. Like there's no evil, no good, no nothing, just emptiness.
I'm inclined to park this like we parked the dragon and come back later. What do you think? Or am I just being a coward?
I
Well,
say it'd be a lot more fun to just get into it.
Bearing in mind that those 3 minor zombies put Sorak down to half health already.
And it's also 17 minutes after 4.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we are.
I think this is a decision when we've got everyone here because I don't want to kill Sorak when he's not playing himself.
That does sound fair.
Well, I could tell you, I know what he'd say. He'd say, "Let's go." I sense evil.
I'm sure he will.
If it's evil, I go. So that's
I feel like he's right.
the only confirmation I need.
He might ask Tor to see if he could heal him up at all before he dares step through there. But I will say let's leave this for next time.
Well, and let me gently remind you, you've got another fork in the road back there, to the left.
Yeah.
So it's not like
I'm
this is your
inclined
only
to
option.
go check that. If you guys want to continue for a few minutes, I don't mind checking the other fork, and then we're in a better position to discuss next time.
Sounds good to
I don't
me.
know. Okay.
Okay, let's head over. Alkias. go risk yourself for us. Thank you.
Yes. Well, what happens when you don't show up?
Yeah.
You get appointed to point man. All right. So kind of dips a little bit. Now I will let the first 2 people in line, which is what Tor and Alkias, give me wisdom checks. Okay. All right. Tor, you I think it was Alkias that first heard it when he was doing his listening checks early in the before exploring this cave too much. I heard this sort of a slight murmuring or chattering, and you hear more of that ahead of you.
So I'll raise my hand up to indicate that we should stop, and I'll turn to Sorak and whisper, basically describing what I hear. Can I localize it at all? Get an idea for how much further away?
No, other than it seems to be ahead of you.
Okay. From Alkia's perspective, is it significantly louder than it was when he heard it before, or about the same?
Well, okay, so he didn't hear it initially, so you heard it, and maybe you tap him on the shoulder and say, "Do you hear that? It sounded like a chattering like you described earlier," and he'll take a second listen and he will confirm. It sounds like what he heard before, and it does seem louder now than before. It does sound like it is echoing, though. It is. It seems like it's traveling down some sort of, through some sort of the cavern, the caves, halls, walls, whatever.
Okay. Well, then he's going to, Alkeiston will then just continue to move forward cautiously, maybe, half speed or so.
Yep. And this part of the cave looks fairly naturally occurring. It's not man-made like the other half of it. And it continues to wind. Assuming he goes around the corner. Continues to bend again. Sharp turn to the right. Until it starts to open up a little bit into what looks like it might be a larger room, or at least larger than the hallway. What does Alkeus want to do at point? Oh, he's going to move right straight up. Not going to take any moment's pause.
Okay.
All
I
right.
didn't know where the edge was, but yeah.
Yeah. No. So he sees that, and then he sees again a lot of sort of refuse and litter strewn about, and there in a corner is a large mound of flesh with a hole. Gotta make sure I'm describing the right thing. It looks like a mouth on legs.
Oh, that looks like fun.
A large creature with a large maw, and what else did I say? Call it. And at the end of its very long arms are tentacles. That look like they're beautiful. They're just you would just love to be hugged by those tentacles. Like they're just beckoning. Let me come hug you.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if you want to run this encounter or just pick this up next time. I think this is a good stopping point.
Run it.
I'm fine to run it. I'm not in any hurry, so I'm okay to run it if you want to run it.
Okay.
It's all down to Tor. Tor, are you able to stay, or you've got to run?
Yeah, I got a few more minutes. 5:30 be worse from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you see up there, Alkeus?
He sort of whispers back along the line, keeping one eye on the creature. Does it seem to have noticed him, presumably, with his lantern?
Yeah. No, that's lanterns casting off quite a bit of throw. What Alkeus needs to do is, as he's turning around to describe what he's seeing, he needs to give me a what is the save for charm? I don't think it's Constitution.
It's charisma.
Charisma. Yeah, you need to give me a charisma check. Oof, no. And as Alkeus turns to answer, he says, It's the most lovely, wonderful creature I have ever met. And I love him with everything that I am. And I don't want you to hurt him. In fact, I'm going to have to insist that you all turn around and leave.
All right, well, that just changes things. Maybe we shouldn't run this encounter right now. Wait for him to come back.
I think maybe, because Alkeus right now is very, very deeply charmed by this creature.
Well, that's good.
Alkeus, I'm very confused by the sudden change in your behavior.
It's because I've seen the loveliness that this creature projects, and he's all just comfort hugs and he's just my best friend, and I just love him so much. I will defend him with my life.
Okay.
So, all right,
Not good.
yeah, let's send it there then.
Okay, I think we should just escort Alcius back to the entrance until he sees the light. Let's
Yeah,
not-
Tor, grab him and drag.
yeah.
Yeah. That'll end well.
All right. Well, we'll roll a new initiative next time. Well, we'll see if
A
it's
new
safe.
character for Alcius.
And
Yeah.
a new should I tell him that? Be prepared to bring a new character.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
You might have got a little trouble while you were gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Am I dead? Not yet.
All right.
But like I say, we just say, yeah, you're right. It's an incredible creature. The best thing we can do to protect him is to guard the entrance. Come with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks very much for the game.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
on the edge of my seat for next week, because I think we're trapped between a rock and a hard place here, between this charming, hideous, eldritch creature and a tomb of some very powerful wizard that will almost certainly get us all killed.
Well, there's
Something to
always
look forward to.
There's always the exit.
Yeah, I like the way we run away from a very minor dragon, but something that can potentially contains the corpse of a very, very powerful wizard. Yeah, let's go in there next.
Yeah. At some point, we're going to have to take a stand, right?
Well,
No.
No, we'll do it the next time. No, we'll do it the
Next
next
time.
time.
next time. It's for tomorrow.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys next week then, hopefully.
Cool. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Have a good week,
All right.
guys.
Good session.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Good night, guys.
Bye.